What's up, dudes? Today we're going to talk about Iberian Offensive attack. Yeah, this is a good map. It can be kind of tough on attack, and I think there's some plans of action, I guess, that don't really work out too well. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk about A-side first. Full disclosure, I don't really like an A-side push on this map. I've tried it a few times. I did it quite a few times for this video, and it didn't really work out too well. If we're making an A-side push, I do like this staircase here. In this clip, I'm going to just pick up a couple kills, and then I like to head right back into this house here. Going spawn beacon on the upstairs bathroom here. Just kind of out of the way so defenders don't find it too often. And then it kind of just allows you forward progress, you know, ahead of where the enemy lines should be. So clearing out the top, and then I head down here, try to get a flank. This is a good little rotation. It could work out, could not. You know, I don't know. It remains to be seen, really. But and I'm right back upstairs here in this clip, hitting the floor with a grenade, trying to blow the floor up. And then anyway, I just opt for this little backside wall. And yeah. Oh, there's a hole above me here. And I probably should have held that hole instead of holding the stairs in this clip. And in a little bit here in a moment, you're going to see a guy come in and blast me with a shotgun. And if I would have been holding the upstairs, he wouldn't be able to do this. So that's that. Luckily, we do get this plant off in this clip. Yeah, we started from a push up this staircase. And it worked out okay in this video, but you know, again, I don't really like it that much. There's a couple options you can also do if you don't like that staircase. You can go into this little doorway on this street, or you can go to the stairs on the left here. I don't really like either of these, just because it puts you into this courtyard here, and there's always just like a ton of fighting, and it's hard to make any ground, right? And as an attacker on rush, you're just trying to save tickets, so going through here, it can be tough. If you do get through here too, you just like go into this courtyard right out in front of A, and you know, if they're holding close to the site, then they've got these windows upstairs. It's just a hard fight through that, so I don't really like going that direction. These staircases can also not be great. The whole A-side push in general is just difficult. You'll watch this clip here. We take the Jeep to try to get there quickly, and we still get beat by the attackers there and mowed down. Now, I should have checked my left, but it is what it is. All in all, A-side is pretty tough. Let's talk about B. So B-side, we could push through the street right here. I don't really like pushing through the street just because, like, again, the defenders are going to have a line set up. You're going to be able to kind of mow you down. It doesn't work out too great. So what I like to do instead is I like to go all the way right, all the way up this alleyway, and then, like, I'm going to push it all the way through my spawn. We're going to zoom in here. Yep, and you can shoot behind them here, or you could just cross the street a lot of the time because they're not looking at you, and then straight into the B-side building, which is what we're going to show here in a moment. And this, oh yeah, and then you could go that way, but again, not great. Not great. Anyway, so running. We're going to get ourselves upstairs into the upstairs of B. And if you have a spawn beacon here, that's great. If you have like motion sensors or something like that, it's good. But just taking like this top floor of B is super helpful for your team. And we'll see in a second why. So yeah, go downstairs, get the plant, yada yada. You know, blasting fools. Really, the big takeaway here is just going to that right side and getting into this building. And when you're in this building, you're gonna get like a look down that street. And it's, you know, if you're going to shoot your enemies in the back and stuff like that, it'll allow your team to kind of get up and get into this building. So holding these windows is good. And then on the other side, here's that courtyard we were looking at earlier. You can hold these windows here and shoot dudes that are holding that courtyard in the back as well. So pretty good place to hold or to have early on. And so if you can get in there, it's great. Anyway, so we're upstairs. Yeah, get the B-side plant. And then from there, we can rotate to A through the alleyways. So we'll show one here, and then around the other side right here. Lastly, we come around to this door. This is the door I was talking about earlier. So if you're making an A-site push, you can do this right here. But anyway, once you take B-site or A-site, the defenders are going to rotate to the other site. So it's going to open up those flank routes in. And then big takeaway is just whatever site you're attacking, you want to take the top floor and be able to look down at the bomb site. Alright, so moving on to second point. Talk about both sides here. You really can approach it from both sides. On this A side push, you can either take the street or these stairs up on the outside. Guys will be kind of sitting at this corner, getting ready to shoot at you. So if you take this truck, you get good sight lines on them. And we'll watch a clip of me doing that here in a moment. Now, it doesn't always work this smooth. I had some smoke to cover. I had just shot a guy, so I knew he was out in front of this truck. I kind of disrespect him a little bit. I don't know why I did that. Sometimes I just, you know, some bad manners. We just start, again, kind of handling those guys at that corner. Spawn beacon here is decent. Spawn beacon's kind of a gamble. You can put it there, or you can try to clear in and get it a little bit closer, which is probably better. Which I definitely could have done in this clip, but it is what it is. So anyway, now finally I feel like it's cleared enough. I'm going to make a little push up. I'm going to hit these guys, and then in a moment you're going to hear the paddles from the defibrillator. And that's how I knew to bail out this window. I knew getting revived. Probably a sketchy thing to do just because there's so much sight lines behind me there, but it worked out. And yeah, on this side, on A side, it's not really as important to take the upper structure as it is the lower. So this is kind of the first side on the map where verticality doesn't matter as much, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But we get this plant off. You'll see as it starts getting blown up. I just kind of hit the deck and wait for diffusers to try to rush in. You know what I mean? I don't want to really give my position away if I don't have to. Just want to kill diffusers. And we get the plant off. Now here's me above in the same building on a different match. And when I blow the floor open, I can see into this corner. I try to see for this guy didn't have any left. And then I'm gonna drop down here, and I'm gonna get shot from the back here. So not a whole lot of vision into the bomb site there from the destroyed floor. Now I'll back it up here a second, and I'll talk about like what I could have done. So yeah, shoot this dude. Yep. And then I could have moved around this structure right here and then onto that broken wall, and I could have seen into the objective where those guys killed me from. But if I did that, on my right side I'm pretty exposed. So yeah. Also trying to push in from this side, like the A side objective from this alleyway, is just kind of tough. It's just really narrow, and there's a lot of guns on it a lot, so that's why I like this outside a little bit more, trying to push up through the truck and into the site through that. So we'll talk about B side here. B side is kind of the same deal. We have an inside lane we can take, which I don't really like a whole lot. Just a lot of people covering it from this little broken wall right here. Now you can make it work if there's a lot of people on the other side. But typically I like a right side push, so that's what we're going to watch. So coming up, and when we do this, there's always guys up on this little mound right here, and then they also like to tuck into these corners right here. So we just have a little bit of a fight here to make sure it's cleared out before we keep moving. So we use this van as cover. I do go down in this clip, and then I get revived. So just kind of fast forward. We end up clearing them out. And then I'm in, and I'm clearing all of these inside corners so I don't get shot in the back. Little T-Ugs down just to make sure I can see enemies coming, and just clearing those inside, and then I'm in through here. Now this is an awesome place to be. B site matters a ton on this verticality. This floor is always open right here. And if you have explosives, you can also open up this floor right here, which is like super good vision on the bomb. So you see I'll just kind of tuck in this little corner. And this will allow you to get that plant off like pretty much every time. It's a really, really good place to be. These red X's here where all the enemies kind of like to hold on A and B site for second point here. And then inside lanes I don't really like just because there's more things to deal with. So I really like these outside lanes. Yeah, they're good. Alright, so we'll talk about last point. Last point is super easy, man. You just do this. Nah, I'm just messing with you. On the November 18th update, they took away the IFV for third point attacking team, which is such a good decision. I mean, it was really just kind of a silly thing that it was there anyway. So, kind of leaves us with this site. So we have one objective on the far side, and then we have another one down in this little pit here. B site is in this pit, A is on that far left side. And really, I think the best place to go is to just try to take this far left side and go up this staircase here, which is what we'll see me do in this video here, and I definitely get a little bit lucky, but that's kind of Battlefield. Sometimes you just have to make the push. What's so good about taking this left side, though, is that if we stop and take a look, their spawn is just off our left right here, and they have to come up this staircase, so we as the attacking team want to take over this far left side and really hold on to it and kind of just push A to B throughout this site. I don't have any graphics for you, but if you try to go to the right, if you try to go B site to A site, they just have a lot of high ground, a lot of hard cover. You have to cross an open street with pretty much no cover, so by going left here and then coming back up, it kind of allows you to get into hard cover and fight back and start making progress from one site to another. We'll talk a little bit about B side attacking. I mean, once you get here, it's a really hard fight infantry wise. Laying down in these little areas, if you do manage to get a plant off, is going to help you kind of hold that, and you'll see it in this clip here. Now this is still when we had the tank, but it still holds true. Both of those spots are really good to lay if you do get a plant off. Otherwise, you just want to take ground around these sites. It's kind of a slugfest in here, no matter what you do. And yeah, that's my Iberian Offensive attack instructional, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching if you stuck around to the end, and we'll see you out there.